I'll make us look like
Alright, what is up guys? Professor Akali here bringing you a new video of all of the changes that are coming into League of Legends within the next few patches. We have changes to IRELIA, WUKONG, Akali, so many different champions that I just wanted to go over them in a recap video. And just a disclaimer, I am pretty sick right now, so if I sound like an idiot, my bad. But anyways, let's just get right into this, guys. So right now, Riot originally had planned to change Akali in 9.2. They are doing adjustments, quote unquote, and they are just saying that they need more time. They're still trying to decide what to do with her several months later. I did give a few suggestions earlier, but I will just state that some of the suggestions I gave are you give her 1 second of true stealth, and then once you go into invisible, but don't give her the ability to just camp in true stealth for the full duration of the shroud, because that way you can still tower dive people, you can drop the aggro, but that you can't just hide under their turret and, like, you know, make them just be scared the whole time. Anyways, that's going to be for Akali. Those are some of the this is just one of the suggestions I gave. But anyways, we also do have some changes coming to Irelia in 9.2, which I actually made a video about. They're removing the disarm on her ult, but giving her a ton of bonus damage on her ult, and also making it a 90% slow if you break the wall on the ult, on top of removing the shield destroying on her passive, and just a bunch of small changes. But they also are planning on further work in 9.3 or 9.4 to put some power back into her ability to engage in longer fights, versus current skew towards strength in shorter burst versus burst fights. I think that has to kind of go off of, like, you get your Conquer and your passive stacked, and then you go in for a quick burst combo. But we'll have to see what Rito does with Irelia. They did say that they're going to make a ton of changes, and so far, not that many changes have been made on the PvE. So yeah, that's going to be that. Also, moving on to the next thing, because this is going to be the biggest thing, in my opinion, you have this. So Irelia Carries You tweeted out, "Since I'm allowed to share, I obviously agreed because minion bouncing with Conquer is a silly mechanic and the rune is too problematic with true damage." Which is, he's basically just saying, like, I think since you can Q as Irelia and just get 4 stacks of your passive around the same exact time as your Conquer gets ready, and then you just jump them with Conquer and 4 stacks passive, no one can compete. And honestly, mid lane or even top lane, you destroy every matchup level 1 and 2. So yeah, so actually, this is a DM from a Rioter, and basically he asked, how would you feel about some kind of fervor battle keystone? In case you guys are new to the game, it's basically a keystone that whenever you auto attack, it gives you more stacks of fervor, it gives you more damage per auto or on hit effect. So yeah, how would you feel about some kind of fervor battle keystone as a replacement to Conquer? So guys, people have been, it's been hinted, it's been like, people have been talking about them removing Conquer for a long time, but it looks like it's actually finally happening, or something to it, or something similar to it. One where after being in combat for X seconds, it starts to scale AD the longer you've been fighting. So something similar to the fervor of battle that we already know about. And then at that point, it was just they've been talking about them removing Conquer for so long that it just, yeah, this is the nail in the coffin. This is, as far as I know, the first official, or this is definitely a writer stating that they're removing Conquer, or at least thinking about it, but I could be wrong about that. Anyways, so, and he also did just say, this is right, Maple Nectar, he just wanted to state that this is only one direction of several we've been talking about, no log on what will actually ship yet. And this is him saying that, I think more that we're not sure if we're going to get fervor or something different, but we do plan on getting rid of Conquer. As far as I know, like, this is everything I've been hearing about Conquer, from especially high elo players, I do believe Conquer is going to go RIP, like it's going away. And also, just funny enough, finally getting rid of Conquer, can you tell them to revert Essence Revert while they're at it? They are. It's funny. So yeah, moving on to the next thing, because I haven't seen anyone cover this, I haven't seen anyone talk about this. Actually, there's this tweet right here. To close the loop for WUKONG, for now on the WUKONG conversation, we'll be beginning some light exploration on WUKONG in the near future. As always, no promises on in-progress work, and we'll share details when we have something. So in case you guys are out of the loop with the whole Wukong conversation, they are talking about changing him, whether it's a mini rework. I think, if I do remember correctly, they're more likely to give him small changes, such as like maybe move damage from one place to another, maybe change 1 or 2 abilities. But I don't believe they are going to do a full rework. It'll be like a mini rework rather. So that's just something I wanted to mention as well. But you know, you have so many different changes going on coming into 9.2, 9.3. In case you guys didn't know, for example, they are changing the rank season, and I'm not gonna really go too much into that because a lot of people have already. But basically, now if you guys know how there's fill right now, and then there's you can pick a specific role or two. Now you're gonna be getting specific LP for that rank. So if you play AD, you could be like challenger as an AD, and then you can be bronze in support, and you can play with your bronze friend, I'm guessing. So it's just something that's very interesting. They're making some changes to ranked. You have so many different things coming in the next month, all these different changes, so we're gonna have to see how that goes. But I do want to touch up, now that the most important things are out of the way, on some of these changes, why some stuff's planned for 9.2's changes. So Camille is a very interesting discussion everyone's been having, because everyone thinks she's OP for the most part. She has all the mobility in the world off of her E. She has unreal damage. And she's just an overall too solid of a champion, or she has been. So they actually mentioned that they're still discussing whether or not to pull the trigger on a change to Camille's E, where it only CCs champions. On one hand, it's likely to significantly reduce Camille's early jungle power, which we think is likely needed. It is a pretty heavy change that potentially pushes her out of the role entirely, or in a large part, however, hence the caution and extended testing. Maybe Camille's not the most overpowered champion in the world, but she is a very frustrating champion for a lot of people to deal with. It seems more so in high elo. I don't know why it's only higher elo, from what I've seen, but maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if you're seeing a lot of Camille's destroying the lower ranks if you play in lower ranks. And then other than that, they have Mundo and Shen buffs incoming because, or actually nerfs rather, potentially. We'll see. Mundo and Shen are both going to be beneficiaries of a buff to Sunfire Cape in 9.2. It's a fairly small buff, but enough that we don't want to double down on the champion and systematic changes unnecessarily. And for Relic Shield, they're pulling back on the removal of Relic plus Dematerializer interaction. Biggest reason is to see how the combination of recent enhancer or enchanter item buffs and upcoming crit item changes affect the bot lane ecosystem. And this is going to be huge, guys. With all these changes to how AD items and crit items are coming, we have no clue what's going to happen to the bot lane meta, like at all. I'm guessing the champions that are meta now go into the grave. I'm guessing that the champions that are terrible right now go up in 9.2, wherever the crit changes do come in, which I believe is 9.2. But you have so many different changes. And then the second reason is suspicion. The change is potentially both unclear while not being that impactful, even in the targeted context of hard pushing and pro play. So yeah, they're trying to balance both pro play and solo queue. And then Victor, holding off on any nerf at present, not currently convinced that there's enough evidence they're needed. Obviously, Klepto top lane tank Victor, been a huge hassle for a lot of people. It's a very frustrating thing to go against. It seems to be on the stronger side, but they did just nerf Victor, so I think they're going to ride with that and see how that goes. But other than that, overall, you do have all these huge crit changes, and just to mention what I've been reading on Reddit, for example, based off the people that have done the numbers for crit changes, it does seem to just be overall nerfs. You have Essence Reaver being reverted, and you have these cool new items that, sure, you have all these new builds, but overall it seems like the gold, the value of each item is gold. Like say you spend, say 100 gold is 5 attack speed, now it'll be like 100 gold is like 4 attack speed, something like that, if that makes sense. So overall it looks like they are going to be they're going to be making crit items weaker, I believe, but we'll have to see how that goes. And actually I did miss one thing, so Zoe, as with Mundo and Shen, we want to see where the systematic changes, the nerfs to Ignite and Oblivion Orb and Morelos, leave Zoe, which is actually, it's good that they're thinking about that, but she's not the only champion that uses Ignite and Morelos, Akali. We want to see where they leave Zoe, and then reassess both whether she still needs a nerf and where the best powers to take. If so, wait, what? Why would she need a nerf? If they're nerfing Ignite and Morelos, I don't get it. Rito, please. Alright, maybe you guys can comment on that too, because I'm a little confused. And yeah, other than that, you know, you have a whole skew of small changes coming up. Looks like they are nerfing Aatrox pretty significantly, from what I'm seeing here. And then just small changes to Jax. Ornn. Ornn's getting a buff because he's such a low hitter right now. But I'm gonna link this in the description, the Surrender at 20 changes. You guys can read all about the red post. And I guess that's going to be it for the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I was going to do a gameplay today, but I'm just too sick to commentate for 30 minutes straight. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a new video. Peace.